hide behind a mask. Something huh?
How's it going, guys? Untamed Soldier here. Welcome back to some Red Dead Redemption 2. And you guys see right there a couple of bodies. I had to take them out because they got this wagon right here that had a safe. They couldn't open it. I just happened to come along, got my dynamite ready, placed that thing on the safe, blasted it wide open. Took I think it was like $200. It was some high amount. I don't think it was $200. That's way too much. But I think it was like $50 each. You know, each bill that he grabbed, so $100 total. So that was a nice take for me. Today's video, I was gonna talk about my first impressions of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's still a mouthful for me, I'm sorry, but gotta work on it. So anyways, the first impressions of this game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is really, it carries a lot of detail in it, and like the finest thing. What I mean by that is, like, say you go out and kill a random person. You shoot him in the head, you know, anywhere. Maybe you blast his head off with a shot-off shotgun, kind of like what I'm doing right here coming up. If you were to go ahead and pick him up, that side where you pick him up, that shoulder that you guys see right there on my guy, his left shoulder is just covered in blood. That just comes from the guy that I just killed and picked up and threw on the ground. This game is really gruesome, despite that right there. I just had a shot-off shotgun that was probably, I want to say 10 feet, like 8 to 10 feet away. Took his head clean off. Sometimes, in the case, if you're like off by a little bit, you still end up killing him with a shotgun. His, like, a good chunk of his head's gone, but a bit is still there. So just to get it out of the way, if you guys are just wondering how gruesome this game is, like, if there's gore, yes, there is gore. Like, you can just go up and tackle a person to the ground with your shotgun equipped. When you have him tackled, you could, you know, aim your shotgun at him when he's looking into the barrel. It's your choice to either let him go or shoot him. When you shoot him, his head just is gone. It's no longer there. It's non-existent anymore. And if you were to throw a dynamite, you know, at a person, at an enemy, either their leg will come off or their hand. But if they still get affected by the blast and the dynamite is like a little bit further away and they still get hit by it, their hand might get messed up, like they might lose some fingers, their foot might be gone, might just look like a little stump. That just shows you how gruesome this game is. And it is super detailed. Like, Rockstar went full out for detail in this game. Compared to the Red Dead 1 skinning, for example, like those times when you don't feel like you don't want to do anything, but you just want to go out and hunt, and when you get your animal, you go skin them. And in Red Dead 1, it was just a little cutscene, you know, you didn't see what was going on, what John Marston was doing with the animal when he was skinning it. But in this game, you see Arthur Morgan, you know, do the entire thing, and you see him cut open the animal's stomach. Well, not the stomach, but he just cuts open that part of the animal's hide or skin. Then he folds it back, cuts that part off, you know, what you see a normal skinning, you know, if you ever saw one in real life. And it is just, Rockstar put so much, you know, effort into this game. Like, Rockstar put in, they try to balance it out between realism and the fun aspect. The fun aspect being, like, you could, you know, you could fall off your horse, but you won't break your bone. Like, that's something that you probably expect in, like, real life. If you were, you know, thrown off a horse, you might land wrong, your arm might get broken, or your ankle might get messed up. But they try to balance that out with realism and the fun factor. The realism coming from that you have to, you know, bond with your horse to have your horse be, like, better than any other horse that you're allowed to ride on. It will be kind of like a bond between your horse. You have to work on that so he can trust you on certain things, or he'll like perform better, I guess. And also with the guns, as I mentioned in my weapon customizations video, that if you use your weapon long enough without cleaning it, it will not be, you know, as effective as it was for a clean gun. And you have to clean it just like in real life. You know, not every person just uses a rifle or anything and just uses it forever until it, you know, you have to clean your gun. That's just one of the things you have to do in this game. It's part of the realism. And right here, for instance, this is what Rockstar did with Red Dead 1. They put things out there for the player to interact with and not just be like, okay, this is a driving simulator. This is all I'm doing in this game is driving. They're not going to do that. They're going to have things on the side. They're going to have like kind of attempted horse robberies on you. You're going to have some people who want your help, but they decide to jack your horse and try to ride off before they can get shot by you. And also this right here, you guys see this buck coming at me? I had no idea what was going on, so I was like, oh, no, I might just take this, you know, take a shot. But he just comes and just nails me. And I started laughing at this part, but too bad I didn't do anything, like, I didn't do any live commentary, but I was just laughing my ass. I was like, oh my god, I just got speared by a buck. Kind of like the, you know, this things that you see out in like normal life. Another cool feature in this game is when you're, you know, riding a horse on, you know, just a normal day, then you hear this person screaming that he got bit by a snake, and he comes out, he wants your help. And when you get off your horse and give him some medicine, he will feel better. He will tell everybody around town about what kind of, you know, what the nice deed you did. And when you see him in town, the same guy that had his leg bit by a snake, he will be sitting by a store. And when he sees you, you go up to him and talk to him. And he'll usually be sitting by somebody else. He'll be like, yeah, this is the guy who gave me the medicine and, you know, saved me from that snake bite. And you'll be like, oh, really? That's the guy? And then, you know, yada, 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 until he comes to the part where he says, like, hey, since I couldn't repay you, you know, with money, I'll have you, you know, buy anything from this store on his tab. So that just gives you a nice opportunity to get anything you wanted for free. So that was kind of a nice feature that I have in there. So far, this game is just really good. If you guys are just not really wanting to buy this game, and you just wanted to wait on somebody else's opinion, take my opinion. This game is really worth it. A lot of people wanted to play it that haven't gotten it already. It's a lot of fun. The single player is awesome. I can't wait to see what the multiplayer has to bring to the table. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same thing as the first Red Dead, but we'll see when that time comes. Until then, this has been Untamed Soldier. See you in the next one.